back, guys. So today we're going to talk about the most expensive lesson that I've learned in my personal investing with real estate. So we've got other lessons I could probably tell you about, maybe from flipping houses and things like that, but this one's going to be specific to buying rental real estate, so passive income real estate. So I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm actually going through it right now, and frankly, I'm a little bit embarrassed to admit that I let this happen, but it happened nonetheless, and it's costing me money. So I'm going to talk about it so maybe you can learn from this and not make the same mistake in the future. So I have this duplex that I own in Texas City. Bought it with private money, fixed it up, and I'm in the middle of the refinance to put it in long-term debt. So with my private money stuff, when it's growing quickly, I usually have 6-month loans. So at 6 months, that loan comes due or I have to pay extension fees, and they're usually not cheap to pay the extension fees. And usually I have to catch up all of the interest at the same time. So not only do I have that flat extension fee, I've also got 6 months of interest that I have to write a check for at the same time. So this duplex, I inherited a tenant on the bottom unit, and I rehabbed and got a new tenant on the top unit. So I get through the rehab, I get the thing on the market, and I'm having trouble finding somebody. I'm getting a ton of applications, right? It's an $800 a month rental for just the one unit. I'm getting tons and tons of applications, but nobody is meeting the criteria that I set for my tenants that I want to have in place. I want to be able to see, 3 times a month in 3 times the rent amount in income. I want no evictions. I want no skipped leases. Felonies I take on a case-by-case basis. No violent felonies, no drug felonies, things like that. And usually what I'm looking for is if something pops up on their background check, I want the tenant to have a discussion with me, be honest about it. If they made a mistake in their previous life and it's still showing up, but they're honest and open about it, typically I let someone like that in. If they lie to me and then I catch it, that's a no-go for me. So I'm getting application after application after application on this thing, and I can't get somebody that I can approve. And so I'm starting to become, a motivated landlord. I'm motivated to get somebody in there because I'm tired of that unit sitting vacant. So fast forward, I start talking with this lady. She doesn't have skip leases. She doesn't have evictions or anything like that on her record. No felonies, anything like that. But she's having trouble coming up with the deposit money. And so I work a deal with her that she can pay me half of the deposit, catch up the other half by the end of the month, and pay the prorated rent. It was only about a week, so it was only like $150 for the prorated rent. And I just, in my gut, I should have known that if she can't come up with the money to move in, she's not going to be able to make the payments. Sure enough, fast forward, she's supposed to get the money in by Friday. Then she can't, it's going to be Monday. Then something happens at work, it's going to be Tuesday. Then something works, it's going to be Friday again. And this goes on and on for a couple weeks. And it gets to the point where I'm like, look, you haven't even paid me for the deposit to move in full or the prorated rent, let alone this month's rent. So in month 1, I'm filing eviction on her. And there is nothing worse than filing eviction the first freaking month you have a tenant. So the caveat and the curveball to all this is, like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm in the middle of trying to refinance that property. What does every lender need when you're going to do a refinance? They need an appraisal. What's an appraiser going to want to do? Get into the house. Usually when you're evicting a tenant, the relationship isn't perfect, let's just say. So the appraiser goes by the house, and this girl won't let her into my unit. So the appraiser can't get inside. So the appraiser can't send the appraisal report to the lender can't close on the refi. Well, now, as this is happening, my private money lender is, he wants to get his money back, obviously. And I'm coming up on these extension fees. And so now an $800 rental, because I didn't want to wait another month to find a more qualified tenant, I didn't follow my gut, now I'm going to have to pay about $3,000 in back due interest and about $2,000 in extension fees. All of which I would have paid the interest at the closing, but the $2,000 in extension fee, all of that could have been avoided had I just gotten a quality tenant in that unit before I started the refinance process. If I would have had that, the appraiser could have got in, I could have got the appraisal done, then the extension would have gone, or I wouldn't have had to pay for the extension, I would have been done by the refi by now. And I never got rent. So not only did I lose in the fees, I lost in basically 2 months of $800 a month rent, $1,600. The eviction's not done yet, so I don't know what the unit looks like. So I can only imagine I've got a little bit of a make ready ahead of me. So all of these things just start adding up, all from that one decision of not being patient and trusting my gut on the front end. So when you have rental properties, stick to your guns with your qualification standards. It will save you money, and I have preached this to people for years, and I didn't follow my own advice, and now it's biting me in the ass because of it. Stick to your rental standards. If it's going to take longer, that's okay. If it's taking too long, you might have your rent too high, which might have been the case for me too, and you have to start doing the math. If you're losing out on $800 every month, well, drop the price $100 to get somebody in there in 1 month versus 4 months. You'll save the money in the long run. So again, make sure you're priced appropriately. Stick to your rental parameters. If you have rental parameters, stick to them. Don't let somebody talk you into it. Don't take the sob story. As much as we want to help people, they're not going to help you when it comes to it. So stick to your guns on that stuff because it will save you time and headache in the future tenfold. So that's my most expensive lesson today. I'm going to say I'll probably learn a more expensive lesson sometime here in the near future. I really hope not, but that's what it is. So trust your gut, stick to your guns, and get a good quality tenant in your rental properties. That's what I've learned. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you can, even if you know how to do that, just like I know how to do that, maybe that story will help keep you to stick to your guns and follow your gut in the future. Don't fall into the trap that I did. If you know people who are interested in real estate, want to learn about real estate, want to get access to deals in real estate, please feel free to share and let people know about this group. If there's more that you want from us in this group, please feel free to share that. That's how we figure out what kind of content we want to film, what we want to do, all the stuff we want to put out there. So again, like, comment, share, get your friends involved, get some colleagues involved, and let's try to make this group something special.